All right, and we are recording. So, hey everyone, whoever is watching our stream right now, welcome to the next chapter of The Song of the Wilds.
Yeah!
Applaud, damn it!
And there was much rejoicing.
Chip Bush.
Yay.
Clap.
You all fucking shot.
All
Damn.
right, so yeah, today it is once again Sunday evening, which means another installment of our original homebrew Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and we play with 5e rules here. Ultimately, we're just here to have fun, and we all believe that rule of cool will always trump the rules as written in the book.
Girls just want to have fun.
I encourage creativity. That being said, though, we do have a couple announcements. Nothing really from me other than that I would just like to continue gushing that Persona 4 Golden came out for PC. So that's something I'm never going to let live down.
Yeah, but when's
However-
Arena gonna come to PC?
No one cares about
That's what
Arena.
I'm looking for.
Um,
You're gonna shut
right.
him down.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
Arc Systems is a great company. You shut your mouth.
Exactly.
Now, apparently, our resident bard Mistral, played by Izzy, has quite a few announcements that she wants to give us. So, enlighten us, Bard.
Okay, well, I just turned off my talk to text so that I can do things. So I am quickly going to screen share because I have some special things to share with you guys.
Ooh.
Uh, can you see my screen? Oh, look, it's all you guys. Hi.
Yes.
It's on Discord too,
Whoa.
so or not Discord. I mean, it's on Twitch. So.
Oh, yes. So, just so you guys know, I've been working on things for the past few weeks digitally, meaning I've been drawing lots of things. And with recent events, I've been wanting to do stuff with the things I've created.
Uh-huh.
So, I have made 4 different kinds of art related to our campaign and have turned them into stickers and notebooks and so on and so forth on my Redbubble page. But let me show you what I've created.
Yes, please.
So this is just a very simple, like, if you guys want to stick it on something, showing your pride of being part of the Song of the
Oh my
Wild.
god, I love it.
That's cute.
Yes.
And in honor of, and it just so happened that I started making this before last session, not this one specifically, but the next one I'm going to show you. But I'm going to preface this with, this is in honor of Sterling's death.
Ah.
And it just so happened I was working on it before his death, so it happy circumstances, I guess. I don't know. But we have this beautiful, I mean, it's Note 26. Sterling the
I
Fifth.
love it. Oh, and everyone say a hi to FS Dakota. He says yo in the chat.
Sup,
You're
Dakota.
back.
And then finally, number 3 piece of art I got here is the orb with our little owl cub bear inside.
Oh
And
my
then to round it
god!
all off, I thought Adarex's want for squirrel capes was too adorable to ignore.
Oh no.
So I made a squirrel with a cape. And it's red because I love red, and I didn't know what color. I forgot what color the curtain was.
Oh my
and
god, I love
with
it.
this-
Fucking cute.
With this design specifically, if you get the notebook, it has a pattern of like 50 squirrels on it. But anyways, they are all here on my Redbubble shop. It's redbubble.com/Izzy Cosplay. But we have a whole section right here just for Songs of the Wild. And everything is going to charity, so everything that you... Okay, I'm going to stop doing this. So everything that that I've created is... Can you go away? I don't want you here anymore.
I think you
Stop.
have to click share screen again to disable it.
I'm trying. I keep hitting stop stream. Why are you being so rude? Hold on.
There we go.
Hold on.
Oh,
Did
there
it work?
There we
Mhm.
go. Now it's gone.
Yeah, it says.
Yeah, but we lost Carly.
And we lost Carly in the effort.
There we go.
Yeah. But anyways, all the proceeds that these stickers and art things are getting are going to charity, and it's all in the description of all of the stickers. Or I get stickers, so I'm calling them stickers. But they're all in the description of each of the pieces of art. And a portion of the proceeds, meaning because I don't get all the proceeds, but I get a chunk of it, and it's going straight to charity. And I'll make an announcement probably at the end of the month or the start of the next month of how much we've raised. So that's my announcement.
Hooray!
Oh my god, I love everything about that.
I want to buy all of them.
If you get them all stickers, here's a little quote. I still get all the revenue, but if you get the stickers and you get 4 of them, meaning all 4 stickers, you get 25% off, but I still get the chunk of change from Redbubble. Just putting it out there.
All right, so yeah. Oh man, definite kudos goes to Mistral already for the stream tonight. For definitely putting in so much effort with the most adorable little stickers and the most adorable little frickin' owlbear god.
I think I'm gonna buy that one. Like, if I don't buy all of them, I'm definitely buying that one.
I think Mistral deserves advantage for something tonight.
Yeah, Mistral, for your hard work, whatever your next roll will be, I'm going to give you automatic advantage. I can only let you have it once though, because I can't let you have advantage all night.
No, one for every sticker? You kidding me?
One for the
No,
owlbear.
because one for the owlbear, because that was my only reason why I made stickers.
All right. Are there any other announcements that everyone has to go through?
Last thing. There's gonna be more, but that's all I've made so far.
All right, no problem. Anything else?
No, not on our end.
All righty. Then, without further ado, let us begin. Where we last left off Group D of the Grey Blades, they found themselves tasked... What? I haven't even said anything yet. Why are you laughing?
No, and the fact that Jimmy just came out of the screen like...
Where we last left off Group D of the Grey Blades, they had signed on to protect Baron Edmund in the city of Lunas. During a very fine banquet the next night, they found themselves meeting familiar faces, and a couple new ones as well, particularly Mistral's mother, who thankfully did not seem to notice her own daughter at the banquet. However, Davina was not so lucky as she got noticed by her... it's not annulled, technically, so technically her husband, Navarth Balmaris.
I thought I killed him, but he's
I'm talking right now.
However, during that banquet, everyone was set upon by the 4 monsters that apparently Baron Edmund had been keeping in cages just to kind of show off to all of his friends. During the fight, 2 of those beasts ran off, and thus our party had to tangle with the Gorgon and the Displacer Beast. It was a very intense battle, and one that, unfortunately, at the end, our brave Sterling decided to give his life so that he may take in the stone curse all by himself so that others may be saved. His statue, while still very much intact, now lays motionless on the very middle of the dance floor of the ballroom. It's here that Baron Edmund finally returned and had the team investigate the cages of what happened. How did these creatures actually escape from their bonds? And that's when... who did, lock investigations last session? Someone actually was able to find clues.
Yeah.
I did.
Eden, you were somehow able to investigate the locks and see that these locks were... whatever tampered with these locks left behind little chips of wood and leaves and such. And it was here that you all were given a terrifying warning from the orb in your pack, saying something about, be very careful, they're watching. And that is where we begin the session. So, where you guys are now, It is just you. The statue of Sterling still sits in the middle of the dance floor. And everyone in Baron Edmund are looking at these cages with clear evidence that they were not busted open. Someone or something actually undid the locks.
Don't like that.
Well, I go to the orb quietly and I say, who is watching?
The orb says nothing. But you are getting such an intense feeling of absolute terror coming out of it.
Well, I almost feel like we should deal with Sterling first.
Yes, I very much agree.
Not to make this awkward, but do we bury him? What do we do? He's a statue.
At
I
that,
think the place would be the Grey Blades. Just to keep him there unless we can do something, perhaps?
Is he actually dead, or is he just petrified into stone?
in a technical, like, just in a pure technical gameplay sense, he is petrified, but petrified doesn't mean dead. He's just basically in a physical state of permanent limbo. Now there are ways to basically undo, like, a petrification like this. It's just that he took in all the gas of the Gorgon, so any kind of spell would have to be especially powerful to undo this level of petrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll just tell you that right now.
We can't really worry about that right now.
At that moment, Baron Edmund finally deciding to drop the happy facade, and he just kind of like slumps his head and his arms, and he sits down on a bench. Oh, did we lose someone? Oh, Mistral, you're back.
No, you're back.
He just kind of like rubs his face, and he just seems like you see this man finally tired and mentally drained for the first time after everything that just happened. And he just kind of looks up at you all and goes, "This was supposed to be my night. Everything was supposed to be perfect. And yet, something happened. Something none of us could ever expect."
Really? I kind of expected it.
Yep, at hearing that, kind of, he,
You have locked up monsters. What were you? I
yeah,
mean,
yep, walks up, to him,
inevitable?
grabs him by the collar.
Oh!
The fuck do you mean unexpected? You had those strange beasts locked up in cages, and you expected nothing to go wrong?
Maybe screen your
Hey,
guest list better
corrosion
next
this
time.
round.
And he
I
just
think
and no, actually, Davina, you talk. Sorry.
I think that you did expect it, because that's why you had us here. You even mentioned that you wanted us to watch the cages, which is why I was surprised that you had us all in the ballroom.
But it was supposed to just be a contingency if it were to happen.
It's a big if, my friend.
Yeah, it's the fact that you have to say the word if. You should be more concerned about the safety of your people that you're inviting instead of having a show of wild animals.
It was never
You
a matter
even-
of if. It was only a matter of when.
You even told us that someone was plotting against you. So you knew something was going to happen.
But to use the beasts against me, I was expecting poison.
All
Or a
right,
dagger
pointing
in the back.
fingers isn't getting us
You
anywhere.
guys are all the same, just a bunch of jerks.
Frankly, I don't feel like pointing fingers is getting us anywhere. Right now, we have to.
Say that again. You kind of cut out.
I said pointing fingers isn't getting us anywhere. Right now, all we have to worry about is those two monsters.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that, Baron Edmund says as he kind of stands up and kind of brushes the dust off his legs. The personal militia of the city have already taken care of the other two beasts.
Was I supposed to know that?
No, he just now told you.
Okay. all right.
Like, that wasn't the DM talking, that was Edmund talking.
No. I get that, but I'm just like, did I forget something from last week? Is
No.
that what just happened? Okay.
No, you're fine,
Okay.
And Edmund just kind of like, he looks at the cages, kind of looks at the empty ballroom. Nevertheless, despite the difficulties of tonight, you all did technically succeed in your task. Come to my office. And then he turns around and he heads back into the manor.
I go over.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I look over at Davina and I say, and we are closer to figuring out what this thing is.
No, we're not. But something happened here, and it wasn't it was magical. I don't really know.
Things would be different if you actually rolled higher when finding books in the damn library.
Hey, listen!
No cheap shots from the DM.
Blow, man.
Dan,
The
Did I
DM, you pronounce DM damn.
Yes, that is what I am now called, the Dam.
What did you have to say, Eden?
I was gonna say, did I give that information of the locks were picked to everyone last week?
You actually, no,
Okay.
you did not say that to anyone yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I thought you did. That's my bad.
No, she never did. But, so Baron Edmund has already, like, walked back into the manor, and you guys are just standing around in the courtyard still.
Someone picked
Cutscene
these locks.
gameplay.
Someone's plotting against him, or just trying to overthrow the royalty around here.
To the locks.
Yeah. And I show if I remember correctly, the bark and like twigs kind of stuck in the lock. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
is
wonder
true.
I want to interrogate the mustache idiot, but frankly, I don't think he would give us any answers that we need.
He wouldn't know. I think someone had an ally while we were distracted come out here and pick these locks.
What do you think, Davina? Could it possibly be your beloved husband?
So it had to be it's somebody at the party.
It was
Narrowed it down.
it was the butler.
It was the butler.
Butler did it.
It was the
This one,
butler.
I've got like 40 of them.
It was the butler in the ballroom with the displacer beast.
I think we shouldn't.
With the wrench.
Okay, Clue.
I think I look at Polo and I say I don't think we should count them out so quickly. They seem to know quite a lot of what we were doing.
Well, he's the first prime suspect we have, so we might as well keep him in mind.
It might also be his father. I don't know much about Callan because we never really talked. For a couple instances I don't really want to talk about right now, but it might be him too. He didn't seem to have a lot of enemies and not friends.
Also, my mom just run the chat, DM dissing y'all.
You got called out, son!
Jade!
All right, so what are you guys gonna do now?
Oh, I was just waiting for you to bring out the stick so you can start smacking it again.
I'm at a loss for motivation right now. I'm gonna leave this.
Well, remember, he said like you technically did your job. Meet Edmund in his office.
Yeah,
Are we all doing that? Because if we're all doing that, fine.
because we also had to collect the money for the extra men that we're helping.
Oh my God, where are they?
I think they ran off with everyone else, but let's not tell him that part. Let's just tell him they went back to the ship after helping us.
Okay, that's fine.
I guess what would it be? A nature check or a perception check on the lock picks?
Which of those do you have higher?
Oh, I should open mine.
My nature is 0, and my perception is 1. So can I do a perception check?
Go ahead and try.
Alrighty. I got a 4. I'm sorry, I got a 5.
Yeah, seems like someone used twigs and leaves.
I should have given her advantage.
Can I
First roll of the night, y'all. It's gonna be a fun evening.
Arrow and be like, were you in the ballroom the whole time?
Say that again?
I'm turning to Arrows.
Gotcha.
Be like, were you in the ballroom the whole time?
Yeah, rocking out.
Oh my God.
Oh god, there's 2 of them now.
Just fluting some tasty riffs, dude.
And have a perception check on that, or an insight. I guess.
It would be insight in this case.
Yeah, can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like 0.
Your insight's a -1.
Yeah, I know. Let's roll high. 9.
Still not quite that high to really get a good insight, but ultimately, since she's doing insight against Arios, because she didn't roll high enough, it is entirely up to you whether to tell the truth or not.
To tell the truth or not?
Yeah.
Moral dilemmas.
Poor Leah.
Am I really incriminating myself here?
Do you want to be in the good place or the bad place?
Okay, I've been in a lot of bad places.
I like the reference. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I bend down and say, look, you saw what I did back there, correct? You don't tell the truth. I'll do that to you, and I'll scare the crap out of you. Do you want that?
You do recall, Arios, that you did see Davina basically become a blackened Valkyrie of death.
I have to roll for, like, I don't know what that would be, intimidation?
That would definitely be an intimidation check.
Frankly, I find this one far more terrifying. But
I already had that before. I remember that. Don't worry.
Guys, everyone's talking at the same time. Carly, what did you roll?
Got an 18.
Okay, Arios, roll a charisma saving throw.
Arios shits his pants.
The DC is 18 because that's what Carly rolled.
Alright, got 15 and I have +3.
So 18.
You just met it, so Evan.
It appears we are at an impasse.
Well, technically,
All right.
technically, according to the rules, if the numbers match, it counts as a success. So, Davina, you succeed in intimidating Arios.
Alright. I was there to pick some pockets, okay? Gosh. Broke to do.
So
Me.
Can I investigate the locks to see if I find anything familiar?
You can certainly try. Give me a perception check.
I got a 17.
Okay, that definitely is pretty good. You check those locks, and aside from the obvious little twigs and leaves that are just kind of attached to the locks, some of those twigs seem to actually warp around the lock and go into the hole of the lock itself.
Ow.
Aside from the weird shape of the twigs, you don't really get a sense of anything that you find familiar here.
Hi, McLean.
Hi, McLean.
Love you. Happy birthday.
Hello, still no idea what's going on, but last time was so funny, so here I am. Thanks for joining us, DerpDog96.
So basically what you said is like the twigs were kind of like forming and like getting...
From what you're seeing, it almost looks like the twigs were growing around the lock and going into the keyhole.
Shit.
I'm writing that down.
Okay.
So proud. Oh,
All right, so do you guys want to spend any more time here? Because Sir Edmund is still wanting to give you your reward.
Guys, let's go get our money.
Yeah. Let's
I
get
have
that bread.
something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
As we walk through the ballroom, I just give the statue of Sterling a big hug.
Aww.
Wait, Polo, did you say something about bread?
Silence, bird.
Bread.
Fine.
hang on.
Fine.
I would love to see a seagull Arakakwa.
I'm sure somebody's done it. I am sure someone has done it.
All right.
Can I put string around him, like a necklace? Can I put a necklace string on Sterling?
Yeah, you certainly can.
And Yip poops on him.
No, I
He's
just
attached.
perch on him.
Yeah.
I think he's like
All right, so you guys, after entering the ballroom and giving some small little tribute to the statue of Sterling, you make your way back to Edmund's office, and he is sitting at his giant desk made of mahogany. And he still just kind of has this tired look, like a man who's finally realizing that he done screwed up. But he's never going to.
Don't say.
Nicolas Cage face.
No.
Oh god, Yip can do that perfectly, actually.
I want to see it. Do it again.
Now say I'm a vampire. No. I'm a vampire.
So Baron Edmund, after just kind of sighing, he takes like a shot of brandy at his desk, and he just kind of like stands up, straightens his jacket a bit, looks at you all with actually a very content-looking smile, and he just goes, like I said before, despite the difficulties, you all did keep me alive this night. Your assignment is definitely a success. He kind of pulls out, he opens a drawer, and he pulls out individual fist-sized bags. Each of these bags have 70 gold each, one for each of you. I made sure to pre-count, because despite the difficulties, I had no shortage of faith that you all would succeed. Despite everything, though, before you arrived, it did come to my mind that perhaps you should be awarded just a little bit more. Despite everything that happened, you did save who you could. He then gets up from his desk and goes into like a side room.
That's never a good sign.
He spends some time.
Never a good sign.
He went into a secondary location.
And it was pictures of stolen. It was walls of stolen pictures. And I said, why? Why would you do this?
Because it's the one thing you can't replace. After a couple minutes, he walks out with what looks like a large, very plain-looking leather shoulder bag. As he's carrying it out to you, he kind of places it on the desk, and the front side of the shoulder bag, the stitching and the different colors of leather stitched into the design make it look like it kind of looks like a face, not a scary looking face. It just the designs just kind of line up where you can kind of make out eyes and a angular nose. Like, the best kind of comparison I can think of.
The Renaissance Fair?
I'm not done yet. The design itself, the best kind of comparison I can think of is think of the face Master Control had from the very first Tron. Just very angular and geometric and such. He sits back down at the desk while he sets the bag on the desktop itself, and he just goes like, This is something from my personal collection. Back when I had a little more involvement with the Grey Blades myself. I personally have never used it myself. It hasn't been used for quite a number of years, but I feel like all of you might have some better use with it than I would. And he pushes the bag towards you.
I'm sorry. Is he walking in with a big box? Made me think that Mistral just comes in with a big box and is like, put all the shit in here.
What's in the box?
Her pretty head.
I'll take the bag and like turn it over. See what it...
Okay, you turn it over. It seems like a normal bag. Do you do anything else with it? It's right now just kind of shut, and it's like a huge leather, like just a huge leather flap that you have to like flip open.
I'll open it and be like,
okay.
See what?
You don't see a bottom in this bag. What you see is basically just a black void inside this bag.
Really cool.
And when he notices your expression, and Edmund just kind of smiles a bit, and he goes, you know, there aren't a lot of people that say that they have a bag of holding these days.
Well, thank you, my lord, for the bag. I will also give you the information of.
However, Edmund then actually bows to you and just goes like, no, I should be thanking you. I'm also going to be sending a letter of my personal kudos to you and your squad to the Greyblades.
5 stars on the Greyblades app.
Question.
After he says that, hang on, give me one moment.
Oh,
I'm
yes?
gonna let him know that I found some, like, there's twigs within his lock. Someone was very much tampering with it.
Okay, he kind of leans in, furrows his brows for a moment, and he just goes like, well, that doesn't seem very possible. Those locks were of the most solid, heavy iron components I can think of.
And I want to say, asshole, they got out anyway.
Do you say that?
I say it a little less impolitely.
and Edmund just kind of like, he kind of bows his head, goes like, fair.
Do you possibly know? I understand you told us before that every royalty over around here has enemies, but do you have any specific ones that want to do you harm?
Suffice to say, I cannot think of any one person who would particularly wish harm upon me and my estate. One might say that it could just be a couple nobles who I might have pissed off a while ago, just hoping to scare me out of my pants and make me think that I'm under threat. But considering what happened tonight, I honestly can't tell if it was serious or a simple prank.
That could be millions of people. The nobles could have hired anyone to pick those locks.
Bro, it's just a prank. It's just a prank, bro.
What is your relationship like with the Balmiris family?
Oh, the Balmirises are some of my closest friends. Very upstanding people. They provide...
Okay, they did it.
Do you actually say that?
No.
Okay. I don't know why I find that so funny.
His friends, you said?
Oh, very upstanding gentlemen. If it weren't for their eye for fashion and textiles and antiquities, why the high class would not be where it is today.
As I told you before, he is my estranged husband. Is there anything that you've done in the past or that they've done to you that might make them want to do something like this? Because right now, that's our literal only lead.
Unfortunately, not that I can think of. Although, I do believe that if you wish to talk with him yourselves, I do know that they actually have an estate with their own plot of land way up north.
I figured.
Okay.
Where up north?
The aptly named Chateau de Balmaris. They own a
Asshole Grayskull.
Asshole Grayskull.
Asshole.
Have I been there? Ben?
I would imagine, right?
Yes. It's basically one of their many summer homes.
Yeah.
I would think so.
Although in this case it would be more like their winter home, because you know, Davina, that this particular chateau is like more so up in the mountains, like in a separate mountain range where Acheron is. And it kind of looks like Switzerland.
Ooh.
Nothing good has ever happened in the chateau.
There's a story there. I want to know about that.
Out of curiosity, what's your relation with the Azar family?
The Azars. They were some of the nicest, kindest people I have ever met. And by the way, breaking character, because I completely forgot. Mistral, what is the name of your mother? Hold on, I have it in my notes.
Nara! Nara!
Naria.
Naria, yeah. Because I had a
and I know, Evan, I still need to give you Pola's backstory. I just haven't had.
No, that's totally fine. That's totally fine.
I want pets.
Oh, I'll take a moment to appreciate.
We officially have a campaign mascot.
Oh my God, I'm not.
Everyone's dog or cat.
I wanted to ask
Dog or
a character.
Yes.
Sorry, Kira, I did not hear you. Can you repeat that?
Oh, I was just saying, it's everyone's dog and cat is the mascot because you know they like to.
Our character, Eros doesn't get any money because technically, they are you a he or are you a they?
He.
Okay, he was just in the band.
Actually, Edmund did give Arios a bag of gold as well because he did not pay attention all that well to how many people are in your party.
And he gave us the extra 3 bags, correct?
Yeah,
he gave everyone a bag. He didn't forget the 3 help.
And then he handed the 3 help to me.
Yes, he
I've just got money coming out of my ass.
It prints money.
1% of the 1%. I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to ask.
That being said, Edmund just kind of gives a smile to you all, and he just kind of bows his head and goes, "Thank you very much for your service tonight. Again, I will make sure to put in a good word with the Greyblades."
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
All right, so what do you guys do now?
I actually turn to the group and say, I want to go see the hunter the other day again. The one who was involved in capturing these beasts.
I think that's a smart idea.
By the way, Yip, one of our chatters is asking, what is the doggo's name?
Her name's Pudge.
Her name is Pudge.
That's amazing.
Okay.
All right, so what's happening right now?
How much gold did we all get? Was it 70?
Each of you got 70 gold pieces individually.
70 gold. Alright. How do I add that again? Equipment or something?
Yeah, go into equipment and click on the symbol that for currency.
Okay, 70 gold.
There you go.
Alright, cool. Alright, but I turn to the group and I say I want to go see the hunter that I met the other day involved in capturing these beasts.
Good.
Then because there,
Go ahead.
okay, because there's 7 of us, and if we split the other 3 people's money, we'd all get 30 more. I just now want to tell them we gave them the money.
Yeah, those 3 people get their own separate 70.
What if we just keep
ran
it?
away, so we don't know where they are.
So you just took it.
We just robbed these poor guys.
Wow.
We forced them
Don't
into.
leave them from
No, that was the whole scheme.
That was the whole point.
Fucking missed
You know
the
what?
whole
In
point.
honor of Sterling, I'm going to keep this 30 gold.
Sterling is dead!
In honor of him, we're keeping the scheme.
I am the ex-con of this group, and even I don't want to screw these guys over that much.
You ran away. We have no idea where they are.
And basically, Arios got Sterling 70 gold, so like everything's good.
So Arios now has 140 gold.
What the fuck?
Because Edmund gave Arios her own 70.
Hey,
And
imagine being
now
poor,
I'll get
like the
34 if we
140
keep
gold
the money.
person says with
Although you
144.
Although you went with me to make sure that the scheme went well. You
Fine.
things.
They're probably dead now anyway, so.
Oh.
We do like a wellness check on our hired hands.
You can certainly try looking for them.
While everybody's arguing, Yip kind of just steps out and goes back to Sterling's statue and kind of kneels before it and starts praying a bit.
All right. You definitely do pray. Nothing really seems to happen. You just from what you can tell, the statue is very intact and in pristine condition.
Should we tell them about this?
Yeah.
Tell them about what?
No,
Like, tell the guy about the statue so he can, like, properly put it somewhere since he's the dude with the money.
Oh, I thought you guys were gonna take the statue.
We're gonna take the statue?
Yeah.
All right.
That's Who's the
This
strongest?
is gonna be heavy.
My carrying weight is 300 pounds. My push dragger lift is 600.
Okay, that is actually enough because again, Sterling wasn't that tall, so he
No.
wouldn't be
Can
that
I-
heavy.
Before we grab him,
To the
can I
Kira, yes.
can I also go out and like I'm not mad, Izzy. I've been just trying to like. Can I also sneak out and be like, if Yip is done, kind of go up to Sterling and be like, I'm sorry we didn't talk much. But I hope we find a way to remove this.
Yeah, obviously there's not a response.
Yeah, and I just he was someone that we needed at a point, and I think we still need him at some point.
I think so.
I mean, we can take him, but this is two inanimate objects that we have nothing that we. that there's like nothing we can do with.
What's the first one?
Yeah.
The orb.
Oh.
That orb is very
Well, we
The
can
reason
bring,
that we're here.
we can bring Sterling back to the Greyblades and, like, either
I
they
rolled a
can put him
4, by
out
the way.
front, or maybe they know what to do with him.
That is certainly something you can do.
Let's go. Try and
I had a thought.
what?
Locks on the door. You said that it looked like plants almost were like growing through them.
Into.
Correct? Yeah. Growing through the locks.
Yeah.
Plants were picking the lock.
When we found the orb, it was in a flower.
True.
Does that seem connected to you?
Are you blaming the orb?
I'm not blaming the orb. I'm not necessarily not blaming the orb, because again, you don't really know if it's
I mean, I would
actually how it
imagine
is.
there must be some sort of connection, considering the fact that the creatures all were cursed in the same way the creatures that we fought were.
What if the thing that put the orb in the flower is the same thing that undid the locks?
But how did we not see it, whatever it was?
Well, because was there anybody stationed to look and take care of the things? And plus, they're
The guard.
branches.
You haven't talked to the guards yet.
Let's talk to the guard.
Wouldn't they be dead?
Okay, so you
What did they
so
say?
you-
Yep, I didn't
Area
hear
for
you.
being like pulled along with everybody else.
yeah, you're being yanked.
Davina's just like pulling them along.
What am I doing? I'm a musician.
Okay, so Davina's gonna let go of Aros. Sorry, am I pronouncing your name right?
Arios. Arios.
Arios. Sorry. And
Oreo?
listen, you don't have to come with us, but you have to promise me that if you decide to leave, you cannot breathe a word of this to anyone.
You can't come with us, but you're coming with us.
You that choice. Up to you.
Well, whatever that is in the bag needs protecting. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I feel like I'm drawn to help. And that's weird, because I like to be on my own. So I'm just gonna
Okay, bro.
do my thing, but I don't know, whatever.
That's fine, but I don't trust you for a second, so I'm going to keep my eye on you.
That's okay, I'm a rogue, I'm used to it.
Okay, so what are you guys doing now?
Talking to the guards.
Okay, so you go back outside, and you're not sure how you didn't notice it, but the guards that were stationed around the cages were all torn apart.
Yeah, I was about to say, wouldn't they be like mega dead?
Yeah, they were turned into mashed potatoes.
Can I do an insight check on the guards?
You can do an insight check on the guards that were also stationed in the ballroom, because the ones out here were torn apart.
Okay. Well, all right. But if I wanted to examine the bodies of the ones that were torn apart.
Okay, now that one you'd have to do a perception check. No, okay. Investigation.
Investigation check. Oh, cool. +3. Cool. All right, that's fine. Please give me something good. Come on.
Wait. Can I give him advantage and help him out with that?
Okay, so Carly's forfeiting her roll to give Polo advantage.
Okay. All right.
Runs to the bathroom
so that was 9.
That was a 9.
Oh my god, I said it before!
Yeah.
So roll again.
Please roll again.
Holy shit, 22.
Hey!
I mean, it's not 26.
Thank you, Carly.
No problem.
As you look at these bodies, like, they're just all kinds of eviscerated. Like, one of the guards was, like, turned to stone and then just shattered into, like, many broken pieces. One of the guards looked like it had its, like, the entire front side of its head just torn off by what looks like a bunch of quills. And then the entire bottom just torn off. One seems to have, like, its throat sliced open and then just so many bite marks literally all over the body. Then the fourth one that you see, you just see legs. You just see, like, it goes foot to knees and then nothing.
So they were killed by the monsters.
Yes.
Damn.
So who got past them to open the gates?
You want to try another check?
I guess so. Which one would I do now?
This would be another investigation.
Okay. All right. What am I investigating?
You can try investigating the scene. See if you can find any other clues.
All right.
Right.
See if anyone's like.
4.
It's nighttime right now. You don't really see anything.
Damn it. I could have really used that roll. Oh, man. We're never going to get anywhere.
Yes, Arios.
Can I do an investigation check?
You can certainly try.
Can I give
Right.
inspiration?
I'm sorry?
Go for it.
Can I give Bardic inspiration?
Okay, so, Izzy, you give Bardic inspiration to Arios.
Alright.
You say.
So,
What do you
I
say?
stopped calling Izzy I like how we stopped calling
And
this
I-
girl Izzy.
okay.
I rolled a 19 and I have +4 on investigation, so 23.
So that's a 23, and with your inspiration, that's an extra 3 points. So that's 26.
That's a 26.
You rolled a 26! As you
Go buy a
invest...
sticker on the Red Bubble Shop.
All right, Pete Sterling.
Oh, all right, so you look around the scene. You're not so much paying attention to the bodies. You're paying attention to the ground and the cages and basically the surrounding area above the bodies. And you actually do notice something. Kind of
Thank
matching... God. You take another look at the locks, and you can still see the little pieces of wood that seemed to form around the locks and go into the keyhole. And obviously it seems like that is what seemed to unlock these padlocks to these cages. As you look around, like, the ground and the bushes, you can actually see, coming out of the ground, which looks like tiny little stalks of wood coming out of the ground right below where those padlocks were.
So there was no way for us to see them because they were.
Something is going on in
They
Luna.
like grew up.
Does Arios tell everybody this?
Do you?
I would.
Okay, well, tell them.
Why not? I mean,
Yeah. Why not?
No,
I'm stuck
he
with
just
you
needs
guys,
to be
so.
secret.
hey guys, this is weird plants coming out of the ground.
There's something coming out of the ground. right below the logs.
Is that significant to you guys at all?
Doesn't mean anything.
Alright, so... At least we have a source, but... How did it get out here? Was it already in Lunas? Seems to me we may have to stay in this town a little longer than we thought.
I mean, given the information we were told by the higher-ups, we might not want to do that. Also, I'd just like to say, out of character, one thing that like really sucks about losing Sterling is that we don't have those two like divination rolls. That like,
Yeah, but in exchange, you now have 2 bards, so 2 sources of inspiration.
I thought they were a rogue.
Rogue bard.
Double class.
Yeah.
Row 1.
Woo!
All right, so what are you guys gonna
Rogue
do?
One? There is no Rogue One. Sorry.
So what do you guys want to do? Please go somewhere else so I can choose different background music. We've been listening to the same classical music for so long.
We will stay here
Couple days. No, I'm kidding.
That feel when you're stuck on the same level.
We want to rest first, because I'm assuming that it's pretty late.
Why don't we go back to the hotel or the inn where the hunter is and stay the night, and that way we can talk to the hunter.
Where Stephen Lang is, yeah.
Yeah, Stephen Lang, yeah.
Sounds good.
Andrew.
I take everyone to that inn because I'm the only one who went there.
Okay.
Thank you for choosing a different scene.
The DM
just out of spite.
Hold on! Can we keep the money from those guys?
I mean, it's up to you.
Yes, we dispersed 30 gold per person, remember?
Look, if they catch up and they want their money, we'll figure it out then.
Right.
We'll give them like half.
It's not like we can give it to them right now anyway, so might as well keep it.
Okay, so you guys enter the inn that was just a couple blocks away from Baron Edmund's manor. As you enter the manor, the mood here is definitely a lot more solemn than when Polo was last in here, because now in here are actually quite a lot of scared people just kind of hanging out in the lobby, both commoners and nobles and merchants. Some of them even have injuries in them. You do see actually quite a lot of city guards in here talking about like the incident, how these beasts just started running rampant in the city, attacking anyone that they could see. It's a miracle that they were even able to basically like defeat the monsters by just sheer numbers. And Polo, you do see that old hunter. He's sitting at the end of the bar, and he looks like he just came out of a fight. Like his sword, which is like resting at the side of a stool, has blood on it. It looks like he got a cut on his arm, but other than that, he still is looking pretty intense right now.
Okay. I approach him, and I say, so I take it you saw what happened.
The old man just kind of looks at you, and he's actually a little taken aback seeing you. Actually...
Alive?
Yeah, alive. And he goes like, well, I'll be. You actually made it through that.
We are Greyblades after all.
Hey, Riley. Brandy for this guy. And Riley, who's this little gnome guy on a stool, goes like, you got it.
You and your gnome obsession, I swear.
I love gnomes. And then a glass and like a little shot glass of brandy is put before Polo. And Stephen Lang just kind of looks at you, just kind of leans on his fist and goes like, so what happened? From what I hear, you were actually in the heat of it all.
Yes, we were actually hired by the Baron to do all this.
Oh, you were actually there? What happened?
Yeah. Well, it was actually the reason I came to you in the first place.
Yeah, it kind of cut out a bit. What'd you say?
I said, well, it was actually the reason I came and saw you in the...
Nope,
So,
you're still cutting out.
You're still cutting out.
What's happening?
I said it was the reason I came and saw you in the first place, because that's why because when we saw the creatures first, that's why I came to see you.
And he goes like,
There you go.
so what happened? Did you find out anything new?
No, we didn't. Mostly, we're kind of at our wits' end trying to figure out what's been going on. Do you know anyone who might have been motivated to get those creatures out of their cages?
Honestly, I can't think of any person here who would want to do that. I mean, everyone here is practically nobility. They all got their little game going on of backstabbing and conspiracy and such, but to deal with monsters like that, to let loose that kind of monstrosity in the city, like, no amount of money can protect you from those things. So, they got no reason to do that.
I take it from the way you look, you had to fight one of them.
Yeah, the Atyug. He almost got me, and he just kind of shows off the huge, like, just cut on his arm, but it's like, but then again, he's not going to be attacking anything soon. And then he actually just kind of gestures over into, like, the actual, like, eating hall of the tavern, and you can see, like, past the counter, what looks like a couple other Greyblades inside, like, the kitchen, doing, like, a little makeshift examination of the creature. And the creature's dead body is just lying on the table right there.
That's not dangerous at all.
Does anybody want to go look at it?
Can I do it?
Okay, so Davina goes into the kitchen, which is now a makeshift examine room.
And Eden, because Eden said that he wanted to too.
Would an insight check help at all?
Do you think he's lying?
Oh, no, I meant for the creature, but never mind.
That would not be insight. That would be a perception.
Okay, then I'm gonna stay with Stephen Lang.
Okay.
Ooh. So both me and Eden do a perception check. I got an 18.
So you got an 18, and Eden, what do you get?
I gotta look, see what.
It's -1.
Eden, what did you? A 3. Okay, so Eden, the stench of the dead body of the Atyug is so overpowering that you can't even enter the kitchen right now, and you just kind of have to, like, stay out of there and look at it from a distance. Davina, on the other hand, you're actually able to stomach the stench, and you go into the kitchen. The other Greyblade hunters, recognizing the badge on your chest, actually just kind of step out of the way, and they let you take a look at the creature, and you can see that it's exactly like every other creature that you fought. The wolves, the spiders, everything. The inside of the creature, its blood is black like tar. The insides of the actual organs and the muscles... Well, not the muscles, I mean the bones. The organs and the bones seem to be in some sort of state of decay.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Like not fully decaying, but they just seem to be like in that first little bit of things are kind of falling apart. But then you notice the muscles of the creature, and the muscles are significantly bigger.
Like abnormally bigger?
Not abnormally bigger, but definitely bigger than what you would normally see in a creature like this. Like, you can almost tell, like, while the organs and bones took some detriment, the muscles, on the other hand, looked like they were given, like, some kind of enhancement or enchantment.
So they're, like, swole.
Can I do an Arcana check?
You can certainly try.
I started off bad and then I came back strong. I got a 22.
You got a natural 20?
Oh, I got an 18, and then my modifier is 3.
Oh, okay. There's definitely magics. You can definitely sense magic here. It's in the blood, it's in the bones, the organs, the muscles. Something happened upon this creature to put it in this state. And you can actually recall that this is the same kind of feeling you got from all of the other creatures that you faced up till now.
This is a really stupid question because I don't know if you mentioned this yet. What class did you say that you made, Navarth? Or have you said that yet?
I have not said that yet.
Okay, never mind then. I had a thought, and then never mind.
Can we go back to me talking to Stephen Lang guy again real quick?
Yeah, if we can. Yeah, we'll go back to Polo and Stephen Lang.
Okay. Well, I want to look over at him and I want to say, I'm going to have to ask you something that requires me to trust someone that I've only just met, which is something I never really do. But I need to know.
Stephen kind of leans in, like, what is it?
When you were catching those beasts, was there any sort of wild plant life that attacked you or changed the environment at all?
Stephen kind of looks. Stephen kind of thinks for a moment. Hey, Yip, can you hear us? Yip.
Yeah, I can.
That's like weird interference.
We're getting like a weird echo coming from you.
Do you mind muting yourself until you talk?
If you can mute yourself for just a little moment.
Sorry.
Or is it? Okay, I guess it is.
Okay. Right. Okay, sorry. We'll give the heads up when it's okay to unmute yourself. Or unmute yourself whenever you feel like Yip can do something here. You're all good. Okay. Steven just kind of thinks for a moment. And he actually turns to you and goes like, yeah. As a matter of fact, things were a little bit weird. My team and I, my personal team over there, and he kind of gestures to the other hunters that were in the kitchen, goes like, we've personally scouted these lands around Lunas for quite a number of years, actually. I know every piece of land, tree, boulder here like the back and front of my hand. It's very difficult to explain, but it was almost like... You know that weird feeling you get when you walk into a room and you recognize it, but then it's like you have someone shift everything over like an inch to the left in a room, and then you re-enter it, and everything looks normal, but you just get that sense that something is very off.
Sure.
That's what it felt like. Everything looked normal, but it felt off. Like the plants were still there, the trees were still there, the boulders were still there, but everything felt shifted for a moment. Not just the creatures and how they are always this aggressive, but
the world itself.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, it was subtle, but it's something you definitely notice, especially if you've been here for...
Did you feel like you were being guided anywhere?
No, if anything, it felt like... Alright, let's just assume that there was some intent behind this. If anything, it felt like everything was trying to give us... Like, to keep us at a disadvantage, almost. Like, to make things just a little bit more difficult. Not so much, but just enough where we might have actually lost.
Alright.
Yes, Arios.
Can I just like pop in and be like, okay, do you feel like you were being watched?
Arios just kind of literally pops up between
Polo.
Like, God! Oh, jeez.
Hello!
However, before he can, like, punch you by reflex, he winds up his fist, like, just from, like, years of, like, PTSD right there from shocks like that. But then he just kind of stops himself and he just goes like, it did kind of feel like that. But almost like the feeling was coming from all over.
Well,
sorry I can't be much more help. I mean, I've been here quite a number of years, but then again, I've only ever really been here quite a number of years.
Was this the only area you experienced it?
The animals? No, man. As far as I can tell, that shit's everywhere. But the actual feeling of a shifted landscape? Yeah, tonight was the only night I ever felt like even that was happening. Yes, Davina.
Have it that I come back to the group.
You know, you can just say that. You don't have to raise your hand.
Sorry.
And I guess I get up and I look at. I quietly say to her, "I think we can trust him."
To me?
Yeah.
I agree. Plus, when I was looking at the animal, I noticed that it was the same feeling of magic that I felt when I looked at the animals back in the forest.
Why? Why didn't they find what we found?
I don't know, but I don't think that Navarre or the Balmir's family is part of this. I think it's something a lot bigger than all of us.
But what is it doing in Lunas?
I don't know. All I know is that the orb felt something, and it has to be connected somehow.
Every time we get a little closer, it always feels like... Sorry.
I'm sorry?
No, you're fine. I'm just gonna let the entire group know what I found.
Okay, so yeah, you explain that to everyone in the group.
Can I go over to the beast?
Yeah, you certainly can.
And can I do a religion check?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Because I actually have a +3 religion check. So
I'll assist.
We have cleric. You gotta remember.
Ah, shit, an 8.
Roll again, because you're getting advantage, because
You have advantage.
Oh yeah, you're given advantage.
Oh, cool.
You're
All right,
given
cool.
advantage from the cleric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An 8.
You don't sense anything other
I tried,
than...
guys.
You don't really sense anything else other than like what Davina has already explained to you. You don't really sense anything. Nothing different pokes out to you.
God dang it.
So what do you guys do?
Nor dang it.
Dang it. Don't think we should be cursing his name. Just saying.
Why not? We're already carrying the usurper.
Yeah. Shit. Okay. We'll check the body.
Every time we get one step closer, we're always missing a piece.
Can I just say how much fun I'm having just watching you all struggle?
No shit, sure. Is angry already because this is.
Davina, do you have something?
Crazy reach, but Evan just alerted me that I would know what Navarre's class is. He's a sorcerer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't sorcerers the ones that can like do stuff with elements?
The main difference. Okay, so
because I always get them mixed up.
Okay, so when it comes, taking a time out here to explain the casters of D&D. Basically, you got your wizards, your sorcerers, your druids, and your warlocks. Wizards get their magic from like just constant book study, which takes like across many years. But the nice thing about wizards is that they can do like any kind of magic. You have sorcerers. Now, sorcerers, unlike wizards, are born with magic in their bodies. They can just start doing stuff right off the bat. Druids get their magic... Druids are the ones that get their magic from, like, the elements and nature and stuff like that. And then warlocks get their magic from a patron, which can either be, like, a god or a fae or a demon or some kind of great old one that lives in... like the ocean or something like that.
Literally Cthulhu.
Yeah, it can literally be...
I thought sorcerers did stuff mainly with the elements.
Elemental spells are the most common, but that's not all they can do.
They're more of it's in their bloodline, and that's how they can immediately do
Never
it.
mind.
Yeah, sorcerers don't have to work for their magic, unlike wizards.
No, they're lazy.
Yeah, sorcerers are lazy.
Did I
Sorcerers
said
are
anything
rich.
then? Because it does not make sense anymore. So there goes that idea.
This all comes back to the orb. I really do.
100%.
It all comes back to the orb, and we need to figure out what to do with the orb.
So what do you guys do?
Well,
Anybody
okay.
have-
What were we supposed to do in Lunas with the orb?
You
Library.
got as much notes as you want. Oh,
Sorry, don't mean to interrupt you, but I gather like everyone that was like all of us. I'm like, so we went to the library and I looked a little bit more. There's nothing there for us. There's nothing there. Like I had a little friend guide me. There's no book for any of this. Either it's not there or it's not in the section that we looked at. Sorry. I'm sorry, Evan. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, you're good. You're all good.
What
So-
if somebody took it specifically so that no one could look it up, so it's hidden somewhere?
What if someone erased it from the Jedi archive memory?
They're not the droids you're looking for. This is not the orb you're looking for.
Yes, the hidden horned figure was Camino.
Yeah, exactly. It was some man named Tyrannus.
And I look at Mitchell and I say, oh, I'm sorry. Yep, please go on.
Well, Davina, you did say that your husband knew that we were in the library. Perhaps.
That's what I was just about to mention.
Yeah. Perhaps he went there afterwards and found something.
Or he went there before.
And then broke the cardinal rule of this strange library and took something from the library. Like, what are they? Some sort of
Exactly what I was
library?
thinking.
Give out books?
Exactly.
We are in a bar full of scoundrels, Davina. Do you want to ask around? Seen him?
That library makes you want to steal things.
I go up to the guard that you were talking to because he's the only one I trust right now, and I say,
You walk up to Stephen Lang.
have you seen anyone in the Balmaris family?
He just kind of looks at you, gives you an up and down look, but then notices the Grey Blade badge on you. Just goes like, Belmaris? Last time I saw them, they were hightailing in their carriage heading north.
Son of a bitch! Sorry.
I'm thankful that they're not here, to be completely honest with you. I was like, oh, I don't want to go up and talk to them.
Alright.
So what do you guys do?
Alright.
I don't know!
Well, you still have that one thing where you need to get Sterling back to the Grey Blades.
Yeah, let's regroup. Let's take a little trip back to the Grey Blades, and
Should we rest for the night? We still haven't rested yet.
I mean, like we could just go rest at the gateway.
Isn't that like a long trip?
It was like
It's like 2 hours.
It was like a 2.5, 3 hour long airship ride from Lunas to Acheron.
I mean, alright.
So do you guys get rooms, or do you want to rest on the flight over?
I mean, we could just save money on rooms and just go back home.
I mean, we could save big money by going to Menards.
By going to where?
Menards.
Oh my god.
We can go to D. D's nuts.
That's not even worthy of my baton.
I like the facing man. I was thinking to myself, he's gonna give me disadvantage on my next roll, isn't he?
Or it could be really intense. Like we could camp. Sometimes.
You're definitely getting disadvantage on your next roll.
I just realized I haven't rolled for anything, so I still have advantage for something.
You do still have advantage. So what do you guys do?
Go to the Grey Blades. Let's take a nap, everybody. If you need help taking a nap, I got some assistance for you.
Where the hell is old Joe?
Old Joe is still at his airship at the landing pad.
Fine, we go back to the ship and head back to the Grey Blades.
Okay, I'm just gonna say someone, like 1 or 2 people, went back to the manor and got Sterling.
Yeah, that's what I was
Because you all just left him there.
I thought Atarax was carrying Sterling.
Oh yeah, Atarax.
Time.
Yeah, Atarax is carrying Sterling like over his shoulder, like fireman style.
Apparently.
Like everyone's just assuming, like, is this like a new weapon that Greyblades are trained in? Just statue pummeling.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you played Shadow Hearts 2, someone's like randomly beating someone up with a fish at some point.
So you get back to your airship, which is still docked at the landing pen. You see old Joe just kind of sitting on the edge of it, smoking a pipe, and he looks down and he goes like, "Oh, you finally came back. How was the party?"
Terrible.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, old yuppie parties are like that. So, where are you heading now?
Yeah, the guests were real wild animals.
It's like, oh, it was that kind of fun night. Okay. He doesn't get it. He wasn't there.
It's just wild.
He was just on his phone the whole time while everybody. It was like, oh, swipe right on that one.
Not singles in my area, yeah, please.
There's a there's a Squirtle here.
Pokemon.
Okay,
no,
so
we're going back to Acheron, Joe.
I'm sorry?
We're going back to Acheron, Joe.
Ah, Acheron! Definitely. Hop on board. And he like lowers the stairs for you all to walk back on. He just kind of greets you all. He says hi to each of you. He nods to Arios, and then he's like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
They just keep getting more people.
Ah, depends what if you got stoned at the party. How about that?
I was like, they were giving out party favors.
Where's the human?
Where's the short man?
Right here. Oh.
And he just kind of looks at you all, just kind of looks at the statue. He goes like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
We should get you back to Acheron. And then he just like, this guy is like old and crotchety, yet there's a spryness to him as he just hobbles back to his cockpit.
I love it.
So we left the 3 helpers.
Yeah.
I think they found their own way back. I mean, they were very well equipped with figuring how a ship works, so I think they just figured out their way home.
Mistral, can you give me a perception check?
I heard it.
And she gets advantage.
Oh yeah, you get advantage.
I got a 23.
Those 3 guys are on the other end of the deck of the ship.
Shit.
Hey up!
And they all 3 of them just kind of look at you and they just kind of wave like, yeah, we're still here.
Oh, so you found your way back to the ship. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Oh no, there he is.
Yeah, old Joe kind of pokes his head out and goes like, oh yeah, I've officially made them part of my crew.
Fantastic. Good for you guys. I'm glad
I hope they're paid very well.
Oh, don't worry. I take very good care of them. All right, everyone, casting off. And you feel the airship just kind of hum to power as the propellers start going, and it slowly lifts off from the landing pad, and you all just go.
Looks like Team Greyblade casting off again.
Team Big Dick Energy!
Need some big ship energy.
Team Big D energy.
All right, so for the sake of plot here, I'm gonna allow you guys to have a short rest during this airship trip. So go ahead and apply that. It's not a full recovery, but it can recover some little things that you have going on. After about 3 hours, there was a little bit of turbulence because this is kind of a cloudy night. You make it back to the massive city of Acheron. And the nightlife here is bustling. Like the whole city is lit up. Everyone is still, like, doing their own thing. You land back on the landing pad, where you landed last time. And, yeah, once again, the city is just in full bloom, despite it being, like, it's pretty much like it's 11 p.m. right now.
Alright, well, I want to get back to the Grey Blades and take a nice long sleep.
All right, so you all make it back to the Grey Blades. Atarax once again just lugging Sterling's petrified body over there the entire time. The Grey Blades right now, there's still quite a lot of people awake doing some last-minute assignments and such. Some of them are chatting with their squad mates. You do notice in the middle of the room, basically at what looks like a giant meeting table, is Volthric. And he seems to be like, and he seems to be addressing some of the city folk. Crap.
That's exactly what he says.
Yeah, my village. Crap.
Yeah, he's addressing some of the concerned citizens of Acheron, though it looks like he's clearly more annoyed doing this than he would rather be doing something else right now. But he glances up, and he actually looks at you guys, and he actually gives, like, a small smile, and he nods. And then he just kind of, like, he puts his hands up to what basically looks like Acheron nobles, and he goes, like, we will continue this meeting later. And he walks up to you guys. And remember, this guy is basically Reinhardt from Overwatch. He is tall, and he is swole.
And I know a thing. I know a thing, too.
Wait a minute, and is Arios still right by us?
Yeah,
He's still with us?
Oh yeah, Arios, this is the first time that you met Volthric. Roll me a charisma saving throw.
I look over at Arios and I'm like, oh, are you still here?
Alright, let's see.
You got this.
Oh, 8.
Arios, you are right now frozen, not in terror, but just by the sheer, like, aura of authority that Volthric gives off. Like, this is a massive man, huge, bushy, lustrous, gray beard, scar over his eye. He's got a massive, like, silver greatsword at his back, and he's just fully decked out in bright, gleaming, full-plate armor. And yeah, just the sheer, just energy. This guy is the walking definition of big dick energy. He's the one who founded the term, along with the Grey Blades. And then that's when you also notice that now that he's actually right up to you guys, Arios, you are feeling this for the first time. Atarax, you're used to this because you've been a Greyblade longer than everyone else. For everyone else, as he is now closer to you, the air in your little area that you guys are standing in, the temperature does seem to drop a little when this guy is standing close to you.
This is where I made my, like, what was it? It was an inside check or something like that, and that's when I found out that this was magical, right?
It's definitely something that
not normal.
It's not normal. It's not necessarily magical, but this is not something that a normal human should have about him.
Yeah, and I'm the only one that knows.
Fly south for the winter.
Yip flies south for the winter. But then he's far away, and he's like, oh, it's warm again. And then he flies back, gets close to Volthric. Oh, it's wintertime. Gotta go away now. And it's just stuck in an endless loop.
Well, Mistral doesn't really notice it because they have resistance to cold, so they don't notice the temperature difference.
Okay, so yeah, you don't notice it. You do feel it, but it doesn't affect you like it doesn't affect Adarac.
React to the statue of Sterling.
He kind of gives a nodding glance to you all, and he looks at the statue, and his smile definitely does fade. And then he gets on one knee, and he just takes a closer look at the statue, placing like a gentle armored hand on its shoulder. And then he looks at you all. And by the way, when he's on one knee, he's now eye level with you all. Like, he's that tall.
What race is he?
As far as you can tell, he looks human. He's just freakishly big.
What?
He looks like he's from Baki.
Yeah. Like Baki, Reinhardt. This guy's huge. And he just kind of looks at you all and goes like, "We will try to figure out how to help him." And with that, he kind of signals over a couple Grey Blades to run over, and they both just kind of hoist up Sterling's statue, and they take it away further into the headquarters. After that, Volthrix kind of stands back up, and he addresses you all and goes like, "So what exactly happened over in Lunas?"
Well, there were big monsters and they attacked us. Anyways, Polo, would you like to actually tell the real story? Thanks.
The idiot Baron thought it would be a good idea to have 3 monsters that were cursed be on display during his party.
4.
4? Was it 4?
There was 4 of them.
Okay, 4. Sorry.
Sorry.
4 monsters on display during the party. As you can guess, these dangerous beasts got out and nearly killed half of Lunas.
Volthric definitely does just give a grunt of frustration like, "I repeatedly tell these people that outside of Acheron is not safe. It is not meant to be a playground, but they think money trumps law here. However, word has reached my ear that nevertheless you actually succeeded in your assignment. But I take it things weren't so cut and dry."
No.
"What happened?"
Well, that's basically what happened.
One of the monsters seemed to be able to turn us to stone. Most of us were, unfortunately, becoming stone.
Sterling nobly sacrificed himself to make sure that he was the only one who took the brunt of the attack.
In a last-ditch effort to save most of us.
If we're not able
Quite cool, actually.
If we're not able to figure out a way to free him, we'll make sure that he's given a proper memorial.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
After that, he kind of looks at, he then kind of glances at Kira's, like, hip, and he actually gives, like, a much brighter smile, and he goes like,
Colonel.
Colonel. It's been a long time since I've last seen a bag of holding.
The Baron gave it to us.
You must have really impressed him. That's definitely gonna become useful. Were you able to figure out anything else?
No, we weren't.
My ass cheeks keeps alerting.
We don't know. We don't know what did this.
So you're not gonna tell him about the locks?
No, I am.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to.
Alright.
Well, anyway.
People, take notes.
Anyway, we don't know who did this, but somehow something undid those locks that held those monsters. There was twigs within the locks.
The moment you mention like twigs and such, you actually all of you see this. You see Volfric kind of stiffen a bit.
We all notice that?
Yeah, you all notice that because he's standing right in front of you, and the guy's huge. It's impossible to not notice that.
I say to him, does that mean anything to you, sir?
He kind of thinks for a moment, and he goes, "It's late. You should all return to your quarters. We will talk about this in the morning."
Of course.
And then after that, then without even waiting for a response, he turns around and walks away. The drop in temperature vanishes with him.
Dang it, I
cool.
was gonna do persuasion.
I look at Davina and say, I think it's time we stop keeping this a secret from him.
I agree, 100%. And then I have a question for you, and this is just purely out of curiosity. It doesn't have to mean anything. Do you still have my cape, or did it break again when I did my Nordic Shroud? I'm
No,
sorry,
this cape miraculously survived because the wings went out the sides of the cape.
Gotcha. I was honestly just curious. I was like, did that break again? Do I have to just stop buying?
Anorak just ripped it out of your curtain.
Another curtain. And you just hear Volthric yell down the hall, "That's coming out of your paycheck."
If that was the case, I would have just said fuck it, and I would have just let everybody see.
No,
my, little weird.
No, this time the cape survived because this was a cape given to you by Gary.
Yay, Gary!
The one and only.
The one and only Gary.
Love him.
That created tiny capes for squirrels that you could get as a sticker on my Redbubble shop.
Yeah.
Or the
Made
notebook.
Or the notebook that has like 50 squirrels on it.
I would love a sticker that says like approved by Gary or something like that.
Gary approved.
We need a lot of merch.
Like out of character, Izzy, I would be happy to give you like a physical description of Gary.
Please. Please.
Gary, the high elf designer.
I would love like an NPC like collection. Honestly, that would be pretty cool.
Gary. Yeah, Gary, Volthric, Patrick the Goblin, Petey the
Old
Wizard,
Joe.
Old Joe, definitely. You cannot forget Old Joe.
And the three schmucks who are along for the ride with us.
One was named Jimmy.
Especially the one in the back.
So yeah, so do you guys rest for the night?
Yeah. There's really no point in doing anything else right now.
Okay, so you all return to your individual barracks, and you are able to actually get a good night's rest. So you all get a long rest.
Yay!
Do we want to take a short break?
Yeah, I was actually just about to say, let's take this time to take a short break.
Because I'm hungry for different foods other than chips.
Yeah, so just to show like who's away from the camera and who isn't, just turn off your webcams, but don't disconnect from the chat.
Right.
Yep.
So we'll be back in about like 5 minutes or so.
And that's when I said, "That's not a llama. That's my wife."
Oh my god.
Ha 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 ha.
I wanted to say something before we did the break, but it's fine. I'll do it in the morning.
What was it?
I just wanted to. No, I'm gonna tell everybody when to come back.
Oh, okay.
What was in character?
Oh.
Did you bring enough ice cream sandwiches to share with everyone?
No, we have one left.
I'm very disappointed.
I know.
I have no reason why I grabbed this popcorn because I am still like full from my food, but I'm still eating. So
There's always room for popcorn.
that is fair.
If there was a way to physically inhale popcorn, I would do it.
We tried.
By the way, DerpDog96, I'm glad that you like the music.
Story time from Carly. One time me and Evan were at a concert. He just put his entire head in a thing of popcorn and started trying to snort it, and it was really funny.
Well, I was able to achieve suction when I attached it to my face and I just inhaled, and then it was just stuck there. And I was like, well, this is my life now.
I am a human popcorn bucket.
I have
You
achieved.
seem very happy with yourself.
I had achieved my final form.
And he still doesn't say that in the anime.
And this is my fourth and final form. What happened to the third form? I don't care
Final
what happens.
form my ass.
Because I am a super psh. No Frizadono Yamate.
Man, Abridged is I keep in mind, the only reason I'm a Dragon Ball fan is because of Abridged. I haven't even seen the base show.
The base show is amazing in its own way, but the abridged just
it's Abridged.
It's its own thing. Now, however, I will see your Team 4-star and I will raise you Goblin Slayer abridged.
Fucking fantastic.
I haven't seen that, no.
Have you watched Goblin Slayer?
I know what I heard of it.
By the way, Carly, the Hemington asks in Twitch, Carly, are you ever going to cosplay as your character in Song of the Wilds?
I want to.
Just no, come here.
Leah, we can hear you. Turn on your camera.
Hi.
World that you were meant to be.
Hopefully, at some point, I will. I have Davina's wig saved in my wish list. And hopefully, at some point, I will. When that is, I don't know.
Actually, the Hemington is turning that question to everyone. Are you ever going to possibly ever cosplay as your Song of the Wilds PCs?
I mean, I want to.
I would love to.
Obviously, I'm going to need the
It's
Hemington.
gonna be an interesting one because he's only 5'2" and I'm 5'8", but
Yeah, I'm 6'3", and I'm playing as a 5'5" guy.
You're 6'3"?
Yeah.
I'm 6'2".
I'm like 5'6". All this time I thought. All this time.
Short. Shit.
I mean, I'm
Sorry, man. I didn't realize I had that much fight on. Oh man, I am definitely getting disadvantaged next roll.
So it don't matter.
you can wear stilts.
Yeah, no,
It might be a little hard to move around in for a little while, but
Why don't you get off your soapbox? You're not as tall as you think.
I mean,
Fun fact, though, Izzy has cosplayed as Mistral before.
Yeah.
And
Yes, go see my Instagram.
Yeah,
By the way,
if we recall correctly, Mistral existed before Song of the Wilds, in a sense.
Oh yeah, like 6 months before Song of the Wilds.
By the way, Izzy, do you mind linking the Redbubble in the chat?
Oh yeah, link it in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, such a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom really wants to see the stickers.
Yes.
The chat of what my setup is right now because it's hilarious. but I also add the link as well. Just give me a minute.
Among the various problems of, I would love to cosplay, yeah, but like that would be very difficult for like, obvious
Just
racial
get an
reasons.
eagle mask.
Uh,
Pop it on your head.
Just get one of those like horse masks, but for an eagle.
They have those.
They have those.
I mean, I have a
Wait a
cardinal
minute.
one, so.
But then also, I'm 6'2" and he is 5'4".
Why are you all so freakish tall?
Read the torture us as the DM, okay? So
I mean, Davina's like 6 feet tall. I'm 5'4". I live my best life through my characters of being tall.
So I live my best life of cosplaying the exact same height as my character, which is 5'9".
well, I mean, I imagine whenever I, you know, bring in my next character, I'm gonna be the same size as him.
Here's the thing, though. You say you want to be tall, but like I'm the inverse. I want to be short because do you? Getting a little personal here, but do you know how difficult it is being a bottom when you're taller than everybody else? Do you know how difficult it is to be the little spoon when the tallest person you've ever dated is 5'3"?
I mean, it works for me. I mean, 5'9" versus what? I think she's 5'5".
How did we get here?
I don't know. I was gonna say, it's tough to be 5'8" and
Love it.
you know.
Just so everyone in the audience knows, this is what's going on the night that we're resting in the tower.
So anyway, like, are we all ready?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna answer the question, but I guess I.
Just to be a heads up, I'm gonna probably be bouncing out in about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's totally
Also,
fine, dude.
Izzy, link the red bubble in the chat, please.
You know what? You know what? It's taking me a second because I'm getting distracted. Okay, I got.
Mom, Dad, please stop fighting.
To answer the cosplay question, it's very difficult with Eden because not only does his eyes like smoke, but he's also like a deep red to almost black, so that's a lot of body paint.
Right.
So, you know,
We're paint.
someone who
That's
doesn't.
what Photoshop is for.
Well, yeah, but someone who doesn't do makeup very well on top of that, being in all body paint would be a little
Girl, I
difficult.
got you. I can help
If you want, I mean, if you want to be my like makeup person every con, that's fine.
We need to get together and do like these characters. Just saying.
I have painted myself green for an entire weekend at a convention. Why did I do that? I don't know.
And I'm fine with paying you, Carly, for like doing my cosplay makeup every con.
I'd be
Like,
totally
here.
down for that.
I literally just need that half the time.
I probably need help with that too, Carly. If you're.
By the way, Izzy, are you doing okay posting the link?
Maybe so.
Okay, this is killing me that I can't find this photo. And when I find it, my roommate's ex-boyfriend, back when I was in college, her boyfriend had an eagle mask. And there was one time that he got a little tipsy and wore that all around campus, carrying a spoon and wearing a cowboy hat.
Oh,
I like to think that that is Yip's final form.
I would like to say that when I was going out to get the popcorn, Pudge is asleep on the couch right now.
Aww.
Also, I don't know what Jordan would want to do to cosplay his character, because that's up to him.
Durgan Man?
Yeah, Durgan Man.
Durgan Man.
Durgan Man.
Anyways, I have posted the link both in the Discord and on the Twitch stream. So for those of you viewers watching, click it.
Can she not post links?
Yeah, it's coming up as like a bunch of asterisks. Hold on.
Evan, you do it.
Yeah, let me try.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So I guess
it looks fine.
Okay, so we got the link posted. So all right, we all set?
Okay, I found the photo and I sent it to you.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So,
Jesus.
shall we get started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've rested enough.
All right. You guys have definitely taken a nice beneficial long rest. You've healed all your injuries. You're doing great. You're feeling wonderful this morning. So it is a bright and sunny day in Acheron. And like always, the headquarters is in full force. However, this time, for each of you, there is a knock at your door.
Hello?
Yep.
Is Arios in?
At the same time? Are we all in different rooms?
Yeah, you're all in different rooms.
So you just simultaneously all knocked on our door?
Yeah, and Arios, you were just given a room.
Okay.
Is Arios a Greyblade? I just realized that.
She is not a Greyblade, but that will be covered in a moment.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Initiation.
All right, so I answer the door and say, "What do you want?"
Okay, outside your door and outside of everyone's door is not a Greyblade, but like one of the caretakers of the headquarters itself. And they basically all tell you some version of, once you're done with breakfast, Master Volthric wishes to see you in his quarters.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
And then they walk away.
All right. Well,
Time for food.
Breakfast? I get
Can we-
breakfast?
can we all eat together?
Yeah,
Confab.
you can all eat together. It's
I kind of want to have a confab with everybody before.
Yeah, the mess hall is one area in the headquarters. So you all meet up there, Arios included. He does get a couple weird looks from a bunch of Greyblades because he's the only one here who is not a Greyblade, nor is he employed as just a general worker of the headquarters. So some people are wondering like, wait, why is he here?
We don't know.
Oh, before we do anything, Ravina just says, listen, I know I might not have been upfront with you, but you have to understand, being a fallen Aasimar is kind of a taboo thing, so I tend to kind of keep that a secret. However, since I trust you all now, if you have any questions, I'll try to be more open.
Do you know anything about the orb?
Swallow.
Anything about the what?
Do you know anything about the orb that you were keeping from?
No.
All right. Well, that's all I need to know.
I have a question. What's the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Is it African or European swallow?
African or European?
Finally! Somebody finally said it!
Sorry, forgot.
Finally, somebody.
Anyway.
Killer rabbits!
Okay, good. Our DM's back. All right. Anyway.
All right.
We lost about you.
Oh,
I want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Volfric, that you know what.
Well, yeah, we gotta tell him because
There's no point in keeping it a secret now, anyway.
not from him, no. Everyone else, yes. But
I don't necessarily trust the Greyblades, but I trust him. So.
what is
What makes you not trust?
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Nope, you were in the middle.
What is the contingency if he turns on us just like the people at North Temple?
Guess I'll die.
I'll just reiterate, it is up to you whether you want to reveal this to Volthric. It's entirely up to you.
Well,
We've tried to do this on our own, and we haven't gotten any.
I think he knows more than he's letting on.
That's
Based on
probably
his
true,
reaction to what we asked yesterday before we went to sleep, I feel like he knows something about the wildlife here that he's not telling. Plus, why did they want to burn the forest? That seems like that's connected as well.
Probably.
well, we've seen what's going on in the forest. There's animals that aren't doing right. The forest is taking over, so there's a reason why they want to burn it. But
Not to mention, we're not the only Greyblades who have experienced this.
No. So there has to be something connected. Like, more connected than what's on the surface.
It goes against every fiber of my being, but I think we...
Say that again? You cut out?
I said it goes against every fiber of my being.
You cut out again in the exact same spot of that sentence.
Ah, okay.
Just talk normally. Just talk normally. No one else talk. No one else talk. Just Liam.
I said it goes against every fiber of my being.
Oh my god, it cut out again. That's weird.
I don't know if it's
Fuck
the
it.
headset or
Fuck
the
it.
mic.
Oh, we want to hear it.
I'm just saying we should be completely honest with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I find it weird how not only it kept cutting out, but it kept cutting out in the exact same spot in that sentence.
Well, that's why my statement of I don't know if it's the headset that's interfering or the mic is being weird, but I'm not a tech person, so
I think it's my connection.
it might be. Who knows? Anyway.
It's not happening all the time, so let's be thankful for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So have we eaten breakfast already?
Yeah, it's implied
eating.
that you guys are eating, like, while you're having this talk. You got served your meals and such, and it's being comped because you're official members of the Greyblade, so you don't have to worry about paying for your food. Once you guys have all, like, empty plates in front of you and they're all being taken away, this one orc in leather armor and, like, a giant axe at his side just goes, "You Group D?"
Yes.
Yes.
Why, yes.
D's nuts, yes.
The orc just kind of looks at you, just goes like,
Nice.
he gives you a little fist bump.
Are you Joe? Joe Mama.
Joe Mama, yeah. Old Joe Mama.
And the orc gives a little nod to everyone and just goes like, "Follow me. I'll take you to Volthric." And so do you guys follow him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you follow this orc down a couple of halls and up quite a few more stairs, and it actually now feels like you're in the top floor of the headquarters itself.
My ears just popped.
Now in this entire top floor, you're taken down this long, very wide hallway. And down this hallway, you actually do see a few statues and portraits of what look like other hunters of the Greyblades from, like, time long past. Like, some of these figures are names that you know. Like Astaroth the Bloody, Kynan the Wise. Like, all of these names are, like, very famous old warriors. And, like...
Can I do it?
I'm sorry?
Oh, you go, Carly.
I think we both had the same idea. I was gonna ask, do they look like statues or do they look like they were petrified people?
I'm just gonna tell you right now, these are actual statues.
Oh, thank God.
Well, I was, for fun, I was just gonna be like, can I do a history?
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because I get a +3 history, so...
Yeah, go right ahead.
5.
Yeah, you just know the names of these people because they have plaques under each of them.
Yeah.
As you're taking down this hallway, which is basically just a hall of fame of old Greyblades, you're taken to this large set of red double doors, and the orc pushes them open. And on the inside is a massive office kind of room. And sitting at this huge desk with, like, a massive chair that almost kind of looks like a throne is Volthric. Despite him, like, it being, like, 8 in the morning, and he is still wearing, like, his full silverish plate armor, and he's just kind of looking at papers and files and such, but then he kind of looks up at you all, and he actually kind of smiles, and he kind of puts the papers away, and he goes like, Thank you, Reg. You may leave. And the orc, the orc just kind of gives a bow, and then he just about faces and walks away, and the doors close behind you all.
I whisper over to Yip. I go, "Does he sleep in that thing?"
Yeah, I know, right?
I hear he's hiding an 8-pack underneath that breastplate.
I hear he's hiding another suit of armor under his.
Like a cotton
All Chuck Norris myths, but on Voltbrick.
I hear he once killed a guy just by looking at him.
Ulfrock once punched me in the face.
Weird.
It was awesome.
He's like the Chuck Norris of this universe.
Kind of. I had fun with this guy. So Volthric.
Know what he did.
So Volthric, once it's just him and you guys in this office, he motions to this large, almost kind of like a sofa on the other side of the desk, and it's like a very nice, cushy chair that can accommodate like all of you, like all at once.
He fucked his bitches.
Oh, honey, he doesn't need to sit down for that.
Oh, dear.
Anywho, he motions for you all to take a seat. He motions for you all to take a seat on the extra long sofa, and he just kind of like folds his hands and leans on his desk. So I heard you made some discoveries when it came to certain plant life?
I wouldn't say plant. I guess so.
As far as we know, it was plant life.
However, he suddenly raises his hand and he's like, before we get into that, and he looks at Arios.
God.
Who is this? What happened to Sterling?
No, he can kind of put two and two together, and he's like, is this one a stowaway or an aide?
He's a musician, actually.
What? Okay.
Technically, they're.
We don't know how this happened either.
Volthric kind of looks at you all slightly confused, but then he just gives a small chuckle.
I would like to implore you guys to check general.
Oh no, what did you do?
Oh
no!
No! Yeah, I was thinking the same thing a little bit there.
No!
What?
Oh, jeez. Why?
Don't make a sticker out of that, Izzy.
Do not make a sticker out of that. Anywho.
Voltbrick, sorry for drinking now.
Oh my god.
Anywho, he just kind of looks at Arios, and he just gives like another like little nod of greeting, like, but he kind of gives you a look that says, "We'll get back to you later." He just wanted to let everyone know, like, I acknowledge the presence of this new person and the fact that they are not a Greyblade, but we have more important things to go over right now.
We can get them a volunteer card or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Visitor's badge.
Visitor badge, yeah.
So then he returns his gaze to Eden, who is talking, and he just goes like, I apologize, continue.
You're fine.
Yeah, where do we start?
You know what? Fuck it. Sir Volthric, we've been hiding something from you, and we are the ones that trust you enough to let you know. Our first mission, we found something that was very odd, and we have been trying to figure out what this is.
Your mission in the
or
Tarek?
What happened.
Your mission in the jungle that was given to you by Tarek at the outpost?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What did you find?
That's what we'd like to know.
I sigh, like, looking at everyone, making sure they give me the, yes, you need to, like, yes, we should do this.
And just show him. It'd be so much easier.
I pull out the orb, unwrap it from my hidings, and be like, we found this. From what we can understand, It is a god. A very young god. But we don't know how this happened.
The moment you mention the word God, Volthric, like his eyes actually, you do see this, his eyes do get a little wider.
Oh, I hope I didn't fuck up.
Wait, it's still young. Get it out.
Well, if we fucked up together.
And as you're holding it to him, this is when you realize another example of just how huge he is, because just from where he's sitting, he's able to actually reach over and pluck the orb from your hand.
Go, Gadget.
And he just
can I do an insight check real quick?
What are you trying to see?
Just if this is a good idea.
You can certainly try.
Hostile against the orb.
Yeah. Just to see if 10.
Yeah, you have no clue.
Yeah. I tried.
Give him advantage?
In this case, no, you're too late.
I figured.
In this case, I am gonna have to put my foot down. Volthric, he just kind of looks at the orb, and he just kind of turns it around, kind of stroking it a bit with his other hand. And then he looks at you all and goes, "You've had this with you the entire time?"
Yes, sir. We don't know who to trust, unfortunately. But you have shown us we can trust you.
He looks at the orb. Back at you.
And then back at the orb.
Back at the orb. And then back at you.
Look at me, I'm on a horse.
And then he slowly stretches his arm out, and he places the orb back in your hand.
Oh, thank God!
Thank God.
Thank God. I was going to say, Evan, I swear to God.
However, he now leans in, and you can tell that his expression is very grim right now. I take it you've noticed the wildlife.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, we lost Jimmy. Jimmy.
He left.
He said he was logging off.
Finally, he's gone.
Anyway.
So,
back to seriousness.
So I take it you noticed the wildlife, how there's something off about it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This black plague, that one of the many names that many of our hunters have decided to call it. This isn't an isolated incident. It's not just in small pockets of the forests or the fields. It's everywhere. This entire landscape is blighted. Every single form of wildlife seems to now only have one single instinct, which is to kill us. Hunt us, tear us apart. We're not even and for the few unlucky that do get killed by the animals, they don't even become food. They're just torn apart. And then they just move on to their next target.
Mm-hmm. Sport.
Not even that. Not even sport. There is...
Anger.
There's an... Yes. And he just kind of looks at Arios like, yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Good job, new guy.
We don't really know what is going on. Every time we try to study our kills, all we know is that something has happened to these creatures. We know that this isn't natural. But what we also are able to glean from this information is that whatever happened to them happened a very, very long time ago.
How long ago, sir?
Can I do like a history check to see if I know this?
You can certainly try.
Boom!
Kick your dice.
Get to use that +7.
Oh, you have a +7 in history?
+6. +6, I'm sorry.
Okay, well,
Fine.
that's still good.
18.
I got an 18.
Nice.
Yeah, this was definitely before your time. Like, way before your time. We're talking possibly thousands, if not tens of thousands of years.
No shit.
So yeah, this is a long time ago. And yet Volthric, you can tell like he is clearly disturbed by what he's talking about.
So why are we only hearing about this now?
That was my question.
For unfortunately a multitude of reasons. One of which is you can obviously tell that the people that we're all meant to protect like to live in blissful ignorance. And if you try to bring attention to the obvious danger that everyone is in, you're either laughed at or you're shunned. Essentially what I'm trying to say is that any mention of what the outside world is truly like, it doesn't go well. So the best we can do is just try to do our job and just keep everyone safe. We don't really know what is happening or why it's happening. And by a very large stretch, who or what did this to the wildlife. All that we do know is that this curse is ancient. I assume for as long as you all can remember, you've all been told stories about how savage the animals and various wildlife can be.
Yes.
Those stories go way back. Way back. This, and he just kind of gestures back to the orb. This is a new development. This is not anything that I have seen before. And yet, from what I can tell, it is something that you all need to keep safe. Do not mention this to anyone else. As of this moment, Group D, you will be officially and directly reporting to me personally.
Yay!
What do you think we should do with the orb?
Keep it with you. Keep it safe. Do not mention it to anyone. We have some as to figuring out.
I was thinking more like a quest.
He just kind of chuckles like, be patient, I am getting to that.
All right. Sorry.
The birth of a new god is something that is quite unheard of. And yet, I would not say it's impossible, considering the other strange things that we've seen here.
Like what, sir?
Well, aside from the wildlife, you mentioned before that those creatures were able to escape due to some kind of manifestation of nature itself?
Correct. What do you think that's related to this little one?
The animals becoming more savage? From what I hear, reports of entire landscapes shifting to throw us off balance, and now the appearance of a new god? The timing is way too perfect. Here is what I propose for you all. And now he just kind of straightens up, and then he takes a pack of papers. These ruins that you found this orb in, there's more of them. Ruins, I mean, not orbs. He actually does say that.
Yeah.
Like, from what I can tell.
Let me make that clear.
I've heard the reports from your very first mission back in Dallin Outpost, how the animals in the surrounding areas of the ruin seems to react to the orb's presence. It's safe to say that these other ruins have no such orbs in them. We were not able to monitor any of the same kind of behavior from the wildlife in those areas. That being said, though, these ruins, I do believe you should be able to find something out there. And with that, he kind of pushes a paper towards you, and it's a quest. Like it's one that is clearly a different kind of format. Like, this one seems to be written way more formally. And this one has, like, a red star in the corner. And and he just kind of pulls his hand back and he goes, like, Red Star quests are not available to all hunters. They are only given to them by me personally. And seeing as how you will be reporting to me directly, you will have access to these. What I ask you to do is try to investigate more of these ruins. There has to be some connection between each of them and what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it is my belief that you will be able to find out the truth of what is going on. What that truth is exactly, I cannot say.
Do you...
Can I...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. I was going to say, can I also explain to him what happened with Nord when we kind of
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea to bring up, too.
to hint at, like, getting more information when we originally came here? I want to give him that information.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you
It's
tell it.
probably good to know that the neighbors to this building want to kill us.
They don't like us.
Yeah.
They don't like us. This group specifically.
Okay, he kind of takes that information and he goes, Fortunately, I don't think I have an answer to that.
Might want to know just in case.
Say that again?
I just want to let you know, Lord Varric, that is something that is going on currently.
That's when Atarax just goes, "Oh, now I get why you guys hated the church."
I want to ask.
Wait,
I want to ask: is there anyone else we might need to worry about who might know?
Say that again.
Is there anyone else that might know about this that we might need to know about?
No.
And then he just kind of looks at you all and goes, "Who else have you told?"
There's... okay. There is, I think his name was Petey that we told about, but he also said to keep that safe.
Yeah.
Sounds like a wise and dignified man.
And he doesn't know about the orb, but we met a hunter who was also part of the Grey Blades who had
Tell me about this hunter.
He was hired by the Baron to capture the beast that got out.
He kind of thinks for a moment, and without even having to look at things, he goes like, Alistair. He's one of our veterans.
Do you think we can trust him?
I do believe you can trust him, though I would say Lunas is going to become a hotspot soon.
So stay out of Lunas.
Stay out of Lunas as best as you can, though I would also possibly warn you we might need your assistance in Lunas, depending on what happens. That being
as long
said,
as we have backup, I don't have a problem with it.
That being said, though, your first focus should be keeping the orb safe. Find out why it's only now just appearing. Whatever this little god is... Yes, Carly.
Go ahead. I was going to say something in character, but bad. Continue.
Whatever this little god is... Gods, spirits, fae... They don't just manifest. There is a reason why such things happen. Yes, Yip.
Can I feel how the orb is taking this? Like, is it giving off any emotions?
Okay, so you can all tell... So all of you can tell that the orb right now is giving off a feeling of anxiety. But it's not out of fear. More so like this orb is just not used to the commanding aura that Volthric is giving off.
Because isn't this the same thing that it did last time when Vorik was around?
Yes. Yes, actually.
I'm not terrified, but I'm not used to.
Yeah, you're not terrified, but just like his aura of just pure big dick energy is like, well, let me put it to you this way. Like, have you guys ever read or watched Bleach? And somehow if you don't have like a high enough charisma, like if you're around like a captain rank person, it can actually like paralyze you with their aura. That's basically Volthric going on. Yes?
Alright, nope, go ahead.
No, you first this time.
Oh, no, it's fine. Go ahead.
Volthric, when he notices everyone's like change in attitude when they're acknowledging the feeling that the little orb is giving off, he actually reacts. And he looks down and he actually looks down at the orb and goes like, I apologize for that.
Sorry that my cock is so huge. Everybody duck, because I'm about to turn left, and I don't want to hit you with my
dick. And I don't want to hit you with my dick.
Tina also says, back to people that might know something. We ran into the Belmaris family when we were with the Baron, and they seemed to know a lot about what was going on.
At the mention of Balmaris, you kind of see Volthric just kind of scowl a moment like, ugh, I hate dealing with these yuppie nobles.
I like him.
They seem to know that we were at the library and when we were looking for things about possibly what this might be. And they seem to know a lot more than we do.
Well, I certainly do expect for you to handle your mission of finding more information in these ruins, but if you feel that you should investigate the Balmarises, I certainly won't stop you. But your first priority is the orb. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's happening here. But your first objective is to find out what is going on.
All right. Well, we've got a clearer objective than we did at least. Do you have any suggestions of which ruins we should check first?
The closest ones from here are to the east of us, across the mountain range in the grasslands. We did spot some structures there. No wildlife activity as far as we can tell, but we all know that can change at any time. I advise extreme caution here, and I want you all to stay safe. And remember, report back to me directly.
Before we leave, can I, has the fox, like, moved at any point while, like, mentioning of wildlife or anything?
At that moment, whereas it kind of senses that there is not a lot of activity going on, the fox does poke its head out. And you actually do see Volthric, his eyes go wide, and he actually does kind of tense up for a moment.
No, he's fine.
Both Volthric and the fox are just kind of staring at each other. And you're actually sensing like an intensity between the two of them. And yet, without any kind of communication between the two, Volthric does visibly calm down a moment. His eyes not leaving the fox, and the fox just kind of looks back at him before kind of going back in the bag.
The fuck?
He just goes up and he is just...
Hey, what's up? I'm here. After that, Volthric just kind of chuckles for a moment and goes, I think you all are going to be just fine now.
What just happened?
What the fuck?
What the
After that, though, he does finally, like, get up from his chair. And again, you're seeing just how, like, huge this guy is. And he steps around the desk. And he picks up his sword, which he kind of had laying against the wall. And he, like, affixes it to his back. After that, he actually bows before all of you.
Oh.
And he goes like, I don't know what reason that the orb decided to... Oh, crap.
Episode's starting over!
We're caught in a loop! I don't know the reason why this orb appeared. Again, I don't know what's going on. But I trust you to find out. And again, I would like you all to make charisma saving throws. All of you.
Charisma. Oh no, I got an 8.
All right, first roll of the night.
20.
Who got a 20?
Wait, I have to roll again because I get disadvantage.
Sorry, I got distracted. What are we doing? What are we rolling for?
Charisma saving throw.
Okay.
5 because you made me roll with disadvantage.
Mistral has a 23.
A 26.
Yeah,
I got a 7.
Okay, who got the
poor Yip.
Okay, who got the highest one? Okay, you're all pointing in different directions to me. Just say a name.
I didn't.
What Mistral, what did you roll?
A 23.
Okay. So anyone who rolled below a 15, you're once again like just frozen by authority, and you're sensing like the drop in temperature when this guy is close to you. Mistral, however, is perfectly fine. However, Mistral, because you were able to keep your focus, I would like you to make an insight check.
I also beat 15.
I would say I got 20.
You got a 20 as well? Okay, Arios, you make an insight check. Atarax, you do resist the authority aura, but you didn't roll above a 20 in this case.
Cool.
There was like a double layer DC for this.
Yeah.
20 with +4 insight advantage.
So 24.
Okay. And now, right now, only Arios knows this, but it's up to you if you want to explain this to everyone. Wait, Mistral, what did you roll?
I got a 10.
Okay, so only Arios gets this. So Arios, you're the only one who knows this, but it's up to you if you want to tell everyone, but I'll say this out here. This guy is clearly hiding something. He is not he is not explaining everything to you. However, you also get the sense that he's not doing it out of any malicious intent. If anything, he's lying by omission for your protection.
Okay.
After that,
something off here.
I'm not even
here. Say that?
Do you say that right here out loud in front of Volthric?
No.
You're full of shit, Volthric.
If Paul would have had that nice insight.
No, Arios is just kind of in the back, just doing this.
I noticed
that.
Yeah, you do notice Arios' change in attitude right now. And
I look at him and I just say, okay.
Nope.
And after that, Volthric, who also notices the change in attitude, he straightens up and he goes like, I apologize. We'll make sure to get you properly registered if you're going to be adventuring with them. And with that, he then returns to his desk, and he then kind of waves his hand at you all and goes like, "You are free to leave. Be sure to take the paper with you. Give it to the registration desk so that you'll officially be signed on."
Okay, thank you.
And so, do you all walk out, or do you want to stick around?
Arios goes real quick out the door.
Okay, Arios is out the door.
Yeah,
I
Yip
go
is out
right
the door
out of
flying south for winter.
I'm like, no, we're not done yet.
Hang on. I'm gonna stick around and be like, I'm sorry, sir, but
So
what was that?
so Arios ran off.
Yeah.
Arios is out of there.
Volthric just kind of gives like a very concerned like, oh, I hope he's okay.
Yip also follows flying south for the winter.
We really need to give him a visitor badge.
Wait, so
I just have the picture and I'm like, nope.
Wait,
Run off now.
so some guys are sticking around?
I think I'm the only one sticking around.
Okay, so everyone else leaves but Eden.
Yes. And this might be a bad idea. However, I'm gonna do it. Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I must ask, what was that between you and Axel? Oh, this is something that he has never done. He has never reacted like that. And I've had him for a while.
He told me to get it memorized.
I forgot that was the fox's name.
Yeah.
Volthric just kind of looks at you for a moment, and then he just kneels down, and he is like looking directly at you.
Oh, I'm terrified already. As the person, not Eden. I'm terrified. What's gonna
However, his expression is like his gaze is very soft. He's not. He looks like he's actively trying to not be imposing or a threat to you. Like that's something he actually has to put effort in. And then he just gives a very warm smile despite the drop in temperature, and he just goes, "What you have with you is quite possibly one of the most faithful companions that you could ever ask for."
Oh my god. Oh, Axel.
Your friend will be something that you will be very thankful to have in the coming days. That and your little god.
Thank you, sir, for that information. I bow to him because he did that.
He kind of bows his head, and then he stands up again, using his sword like a cane for a moment to get back up.
I will leave you to the rest of your day. And I, close the door for him.
Like the end of the Godfather style.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we move back to the hallway? And I'm, quartering Arios, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Okay.
His dong was too big.
I don't know.
I'm not even supposed to be here.
I don't know what it is.
For you. What happened in there?
I turned around and I pissed my pants.
Government came and took my baby.
I don't know nothing about no babies, Miss Scarlet.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm asking because I'm concerned about you. What happened in there?
Okay. I got a weird feeling from the guy. He's hiding. Can I just stop for a moment and say he had a very pretty face?
He was a total G-dilf.
I forgot. Fuck.
You hiding something or what?
It's one of those, he doesn't want to hide it, but he can't tell us. But it's not a bad feeling.
Okay, I get it.
I'm assuming I walk up into this conversation.
Yeah,
So-
you're all together now.
Yeah, because she's
Oh,
cornered me.
now.
It's kind of like.
Well, I'm very happy. I thought you were ducking and running out of here, so I kind of pinned you to the wall and I let go.
So you're telling us then that you think he's hiding something, but it's not out of anything horrible.
Not with hostile intent.
I can see it. I mean, the conversation I had with him just now, which I'm not going to tell them what happened, but they know I've had a conversation with him, obviously, because I just seems like he is trying to protect not only us, but everyone. I think we trusted the right person. So,
based on what you did.
Why don't we give our mission to the people up front and start packing for this new one?
Let's.
I'm sorry I'm talking so much, guys.
Oh,
Fine.
So you guys are heading back downstairs to register?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So you head...
I talk a lot.
Well, I
You
meant, like,
better-
I don't talk much, but obviously this episode is me being more, hey,
I think
we
if
need to
anybody, I think if anybody talks too much in this party, it's me.
Depends on the situation, I feel like. Anyway.
Alright, so you all head down to the registration desk, and it's normal activity around the Greyblades. Who currently has the Red Star quest paper?
Arios.
Arios.
The one not Greyblade.
Yeah.
We got an S-class.
I just kind of grabbed both papers off the desk, not even knowing what I was grabbing.
I don't know what this is.
I can't read this.
I never learned how to read.
Hi, I'm Jared. I'm 19 and I fucking learned how to read.
How to read.
Alright, so what do you guys do?
I stop Eros and be like, can I have that, since I don't know how they would feel about someone not as a Greyblade turning in this quest.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Yeah, sure, probably a good idea.
Okay, I take it and then proceed to
Okay.
the front.
Okay, so the little perky halfling girl with pink hair goes like, "Hi, it's great to see you guys again. Let me just get you all registered." And the moment what the heck? Oh, gee. My phone thought I said, "Hey Google, look at halfling girls."
Well, we got taste for John.
It knows what you want. It knows what you want.
Okay, so the moment that she takes the paper, she suddenly stops talking.
Oh,
And then she just looks at you all with wide eyes going, "This is a Red Star quest." And then at the mention of Red Star, all the Greyblades around you stop what they're doing and all just stare at you. And they go like, "They got a red quest? You got a Red Star quest?"
Yeah. We did.
Whatever happened to predictability?
So yeah, so a lot of them are wondering like you actually got a meeting with Volthric? Like, what did he talk to you about? Like he gave you a Red Star quest? He only gives those out to like the top of the top.
Yeah, he gave us it after we sat on this like black leather couch.
Way to earn it.
Oh God, why?
Can I do a persuasion check to try to have her try to keep this on the down low?
You can certainly try.
It's a little late for that.
It's not a big deal. It's fine.
Okay, so Polo, you're rolling with advantage.
Okay. Okay, that's a 3.
Good thing I gave you advantage.
Oh, and a 20.
A nat 20?
Yeah. 17 and then plus 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, the moment you tell her to take it on the down low, she just kind of puts the paper up to her mouth and she just kind of like pats her hands for everyone to like, calm down. We know these papers exist.
I'm like, excuse me, darling, do you mind if you could just keep this on the down low? We're trying to be as discreet.
And she just goes like, "I'll do anything for you, sir." And then she just kind of does.
I think you have a fan.
Have a fan.
Yeah, you rolled a 20. You did a little bit more than Persuader.
Okay.
So yeah, she takes her stamp. So yeah, she takes her giant stamp and she goes like, bam, bam, right onto the paper, hands it back to you. And then she explains, So you'll be heading to Hatterack Outpost, which is in the middle of the grasslands east of here on the other side of the mountain range. That is where you'll be reporting in. And it's also there that you'll be guided to your destination.
For destination.
What about Arios?
I have the registration paper over too.
She kind of looks at you and looks at the paper and goes like, "Oh, special recommendation." After that, she just... Do you actually do that? Do you actually click and do the finger guns?
Yeah. Oh my god.
She just kind of giggles for a moment before she kind of pulls open a drawer, writes a signature on the registration, and then takes out an iron, like a small iron badge that looks like a fist holding a sword. And she just goes like, "Congratulations on becoming a member."
Oh, thanks.
Your very first official mission is a red star.
Ow.
Yeah, your first official mission is like the highest quality and difficulty.
If this was fair,
But hey, no pressure.
I'm having flashbacks to the days when I was a big fairy.
When you were what?
I was a
All
big,
I heard was Big Fairy, and then it cut out.
big fairy tale fan. You know the anime.
Yeah, we got an S class.
Yeah.
Polo's a big fairy confirmed.
Yeah.
I go over to Polo and nudge him because I'm assuming I saw that. I'm like, it seems like you have a fan now.
Yes, it would appear I do.
We look on the paper and she wrote her number.
She wrote her little seeing mirror frequency.
Seeing mirror frequency. Oh, great, nice.
Oh, and what do you know? The French music starts playing. Wait, this is RPG playlist tavern music. Why is this tavern music?
Cass's theme.
The Moulin Rouge of taverns.
No.
I go up to Polo and I go up to Eden and I go, Polo, you should get her number. She's kind of cute.
I would like to say this is the song of my people.
Oh,
Cass's theme.
Oh yeah, the giant bird from Breath of the Wild.
Brave of the Wild.
Brave of the Wild.
Song of the Wild.
Polo,
My
kind of
favorite
cute.
Legend of Zorldo game.
Let's try to survive through this mission, and then I'll think about seducing the house.
You finna have
I knew exactly what you said, and I love it.
I pat him on the shoulder and I said, okay.
Guys, our
Let's
new
go
mission is to
see
keep
Joe.
Polo alive.
No. No, Borat. No.
All right, so what do you guys do?
Go see Joe.
I guess, yeah, go get old Joe, right? That's the next.
All right, so you guys.
Hang on. Atarak had a good question.
Do we need to get any supplies before we take off?
Not in this case, because it's kind of implied that you already were given all of your supplies, like, when you officially became members.
So they don't restock every time.
Yeah, that's true. So why don't we go there and then do a shopping trip?
Okay, so you'll head to the outpost first, Hatterack's outpost.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you guys just going to beeline it to Old Joe? All right.
Why don't we take the road to Gary first? See if she needs or he needs anything.
Gary's in Lunas.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where we shouldn't be.
We should open another store.
Yeah, he should.
I'm being far away
Yeah,
from the-
Gary just keeps showing up in every town that we're.
Gary's twin brother, Derry.
He's
I
the
would
big
not
guy.
attack.
No, he's not the BEG.
And then they have a sister named Mary?
No, we are not starting this again.
Gary's like, I get around. What can I say?
he is our version of Gilmore.
Gilmore's glorious good.
Anyway.
So you guys just beeline it to Old Joe?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So old Joe, he's just kind of reading a book, leaning up against his airship, and he just kind of smiles and goes like, "Ah, that was certainly quick. I was kind of wondering what happened to you guys. So, where are we going next?"
To and I show him the paper.
He kind of plucks the paper out of you and goes like, "This is a red star."
Yeah.
What did you do to get a red star?
We sit on this leather.
There was a black couch.
I mean, I was gonna
be lived out.
Come on, guys. Couch.
Is this what it's like to be a DM?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
I was gonna have even more, a little bit more of like a, well, you know.
Wink, wink.
He
nudge,
has.
nudge.
We've been his favorites since we've shown up.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, nerdamine, say no more, say no more.
Mhm.
And
I might sleep with a halfling.
he kind of gives Polo a weird look, like, where the fuck did that come from? But then he goes like, you got on old Volthric's good side, eh?
More than you know.
You definitely found someone you definitely want to stay the good side on. That was horrible grammar. I apologize.
Oh, Joe's a little drunk.
Oh, Joe, I have a question for you.
What is it, little lady?
Do you know what he is?
That was really upfront.
You're just throwing it out there.
What, Volthric?
Yeah, like, is he human or?
With that size, I'd be surprised if he is. But as far as I can tell, he always looked like that.
Even coming out of the womb, he looked like that.
He hammered his way out of that womb.
Oh my God, Joe!
Oh, his poor mother.
No, she was strong mom.
And he came out carrying the placenta, going, "I am taking the payload."
Oh my god. This is the weirdest episode we've done so far.
Yeah, but I am having such a great time.
Yeah.
All right, so but yeah, he just goes like, "Yeah, Volthric. Ever since I was a Greyblade, he was always there. He was always on the front lines. I have so many stories I could tell you about him too."
Okay.
We do actually.
Well, I'm sure we can hear them on the way.
Yeah, like
Yes, yes. No time to delay. Hatterax awaits us. And he hobbles back onto his airship, and he opens the giant stairs for you all.
It's a long trip.
Not in this case. It's only gonna be an hour. You just have to cross the mountain range, and then there's the grasslands right there.
No, our high elf is not going to be high. If that is what you're asking.
For a quick puff.
I was gonna say, during this trip, can I teach Eden and the orb more celestial?
Can I assist?
Oh yeah, I forgot you do.
Help me teach?
Yeah, you guys certainly can do that.
Should
yeah,
Eden and I try to teach the orb of Infernal?
We could.
You can certainly try. Let me just switch music here. Okay, awesome. All right, so the airship has lifted off, and you're weaving and wobbling through the various mountain peaks and such. You see a couple flying animals, but so far it seems like they're too far away to really notice you at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who all is teaching Eden Celestial?
And
okay, so Adarax and Davina, I want you both to roll just pure intelligence checks.
Oh Jesus.
Okay. Let me look and see what my intelligence is. The heck
I
is
got
my
16.
intelligence?
I'm sorry?
16 for Adarax.
Okay.
I got an 11 for Davina.
Okay, so you both You both tried a little foolishly to try and teach Eden some more complete sentences and such. It unfortunately doesn't really go all that way. You were only able to teach her like the first half of a sentence, like how.
The orb.
Well, we're getting to that. Who was helping the orb? Was that Polo?
It was no. We were going to teach the orb Infernal, but they were teaching Celestial to the orb as well. From my understanding.
Okay, so you were only able to teach a few words of Celestial to the orb, though you can't really quite tell if the orb is actually comprehending the words or is just parroting what you say.
And then Polo and I were going to try and teach the orb Infernal.
Okay, so Polo and Eden try to teach the orb Infernal. I would like both of you to roll just pure intelligence checks.
All right.
What did you roll?
I got a 4.
All right, and Eden, what did you roll?
A 13.
All right, Infernal is a little bit trickier. You weren't able to make as much progress teaching each other and the orb Infernal because you basically have to switch an entire mindset to Infernal because essentially Infernal and Celestial are just complete opposites of each other.
It's like German, which is the harsh language of I sound angry, and then I think French where it's a little bit nicer.
Yeah, exactly. It's trying to teach German. Yeah, it's like, trying to teach German. Yeah, it's...
So for any people who actually know German, it's just easier to explain it that way.
All right, so you guys are able to... You're able to teach each other some languages. It's actually kind of going a little bit well. About half an hour passes in the middle of these lessons.
God, here we go.
Oh boy.
You're just kind of going through the sky. You're seeing nice clouds and mountain ranges and such, and that's when you hear a thump. And it sounds like it came from the bottom of the ship.
The bottom of the ship?
What hit us? What we hit?
Like, when you say bottom, do you mean like the
underside
or like under the ship?
Like actually under the ship.
So
then you hear it again. Thump.
Oh. Can I fly under and check to see what it is?
You can. As you lift off, you hear a third thump.
And then you kind of just see him do like the stair step maneuver of.
All right. So as you fly down, it's about midday right now. Well, no, it's more like 10 a.m. The sun is nice and sunny, and the clouds that you see are like below you or level with you. As you hover down the front of the ship, for a moment, you see what looks like strange, spiky-looking shapes that have attached themselves to the bottom of the ship.
Captain, we got barnacles.
The moment you do, Yip, I would like you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit!
Yay, something I'm good at.
Be a monk! Yep, be a monk.
Alright.
Do your monk shit.
No, I am not. I gotta move the popcorn.
No moving the popcorn.
That is a 15.
Okay, a 15. You try to get a closer look at what these things are, but then, like, an opening appears and you see what looks like, just a little bit bigger than your torso. You see a dragon head, and it actually just kind of turns its head towards you, and with a snarl, it breathes like a fireball right at you. You're able to duck and weave just in time, and you land back on the deck of the ship.
Captain, we've got barnacles.
The moment you say that, you hear a sound like wood being torn apart as 3 wyverns claw themselves from the hull and onto the deck of the ship. And you don't need rolling for this. And you don't need rolling for this, but you can obviously tell these wyverns have white eyes and tear stains that just mark their bronze orange scales.
Yip looks at the camera like it's The Office.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I was gonna say, as the others were trying to teach Celestial and Inferno, I can just see Ariel's just sitting there next to Mistral and just be like, "Hey, what's you here?"
Oh, you're hitting on her, aren't you?
Oh God, we're going to have a bard off.
No.
Okay, so for those of us watching us on Twitch, thank you so much for...
Hold on.
Yes, Carly, what is it? Oh yeah, Mistral. Arios is hitting on you.
I said Mistral was high as fuck, not really knowing what's going on.
Oh, okay.
Just being like, so yeah, how you doing too?
Okay, and it is here that we will end tonight's session. So for those of us watching us on Twitch, I'd like to thank you all for watching us. And if you want to catch past episodes, you can watch them on my YouTube. You can just YouTube search Song of the Wilds, and the past 7 episodes should be there. Most likely our next session will be next Sunday, but we will get official confirmation about that, and we will announce it later. Until then, guys, see you later, and thanks for watching.
Yeah.